Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
On this St. Patrick's Day, and boy, it's a St. Patrick's Day with a difference. I'm delighted to have online one of the top entertainers in Ireland. So not alone in Ireland, he's toured in many other countries as well. A truly incredible talent. Spoke to him back last year in the first lockdown, and he was busy doing the grass and having the lawn looking pristine at that stage. I'm delighted to catch up with him again and say a very, very happy St. Patrick's Day to Nathan Carter. Nathan, how are you?
I'm great, Jerry. Thanks for having me on the show, and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you and all your listeners.
Nathan, listen, it's lovely to catch up with you again. Now, the last time we spoke, it was the height of summer, and the grass was growing like heck, and you were busy keeping the lawn good. So after all of that, what have you been doing? You've been a busy lad doing other things.
Yeah. The grass kept me busy last year. Normally, I'm not here to do anything, but obviously with no gigs last year, I got stuck into becoming a bit of, well, I wouldn't say a gardener now of any means, but I was in the garden anyway, trying my best. But not been doing too much since, to be honest. I've been doing a bit of writing, songwriting, bit of recording, and I released an album at the end of last year called the Best of the Last 10 Years, and it featured some brand new singles that I'd written, a song with the High Kings called May the Road Rise, a single called Sarah Jane, and my latest single, which is called Wings to Fly, in memory of Nicky James. So them tracks are all on that album, and it had some older songs from the last 10 years as well. And it did extremely well. It was my most successful album in the charts to date. It stayed at number one for 2 weeks running, and we were delighted with the success of it now, because obviously with COVID I couldn't get out to promote the album or do signings or anything like that. So we were absolutely shocked when it went to number one for 2 weeks.
Indeed, yes. The album, it was an astounding success, and it had some fantastic material. And that particular song, "The Wings to Fly," in tribute to your late friend and a gentleman who has been just so good to so many people and gone too soon, Nicky James.
Yeah. I mean, Nicky passed away only a year ago now, a year last month. And Nicky was kind of one of my best friends. He was my kind of inspiration growing up to get into music, and he paid for my first album to get done and got me my first ever gigs in London and Manchester and Liverpool, and just an overall great guy and wanted to help anyone he could. So he sadly missed, and I sat down in March of last year to do a writing session with John Farry, my manager, and I said I think it'd be very fitting to maybe write a song in memory of Nicky. So we sat down and we came up with this song, Wings to Fly. And again, I've been kind of overwhelmed by the feedback from it. I made a video for it and we put it up on Facebook, and it actually went to 1 million views on the actual year anniversary of his death, which was kind of spooky as well. It reached 1 million that day. It was kind of like he was looking down on us. But he sadly missed, and I'm actually performing that song. I performed it on the Late Late Show there recently, and it's a song that seems to touch a lot of people who've lost someone close to them as well, which is always nice to hear.
Indeed so. It's definitely a song of true feeling, and it certainly did a storm and did mean an awful lot to an awful lot of people. So how are you coping with the whole situation? You obviously, the same as so many other singers and entertainers I speak to, you really miss going out and performing and miss meeting the people.
I do, surely. Yeah, I mean, it was my life for the last probably 12 or 13 years since I left school. It was music and gigs and shows and radio and TV, and it kind of all stopped over a year ago now, and it definitely left a big hole in my time, and figuring out what to do with myself was took a while. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty lucky in the fact that I've stuff to be out at the house, and I can get outside and I can do a bit of recording. A lot of the lads who work with me, they've all had to take jobs, whether they're driving or my fiddle player Niall actually started a mobile coffee van, and he's working at that. So a lot of musicians have had to turn their hands to other things, which is very sad. And I really do hope they come back to music whenever we're allowed and whenever gigs can get going again.
Indeed.
Because everybody needs music. It's a serious therapy to a lot of people, and we all have stuff going on, and you forget about it whenever you go out to a gig or listen to a bit of music. So, definitely thinking of all the musicians out there, and hope to get back as soon as possible.
Indeed so. And but you're lucky enough in that you've got your brother with you.
Yeah, my brother lives with me on and off really for the last 2 years. He's been here, and he's actually teaching a lot of children guitar lessons now, and piano lessons via Zoom, which has its difficulties as well. Trying to get some children to hold the guitar for the first time can be tricky. So he's busy with that, and he helps his partner out, Karen, who's a very professional dancer who works on Dancing with the Stars here in Ireland, and he helps her with them classes as well. So they're kept busy, thank God.
Indeed, yeah. It just goes to show you, the times that we've got in it, the sheer ingenuity of man. Like I can appreciate the difficulty on a Zoom call, to get a child to hold a guitar for the first time. I can understand those problems, but I mean, there's been tremendous ingenuity shown by so many, by so many people, and we're blessed, I think, in the times we've got in it, that we've got the communications and the technology that we have.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of this, I kept saying, could you imagine if we were actually 20 years ago in this situation, and you couldn't contact anybody? You could only speak via the phone.
Yes.
At least nowadays, I can FaceTime my nan or my granddad or my mum and dad, and you'd be seeing them most days. Which we're blessed that we can do that in this day and age.
Indeed so. I mean, it is truly incredible. As you said, 20 years ago, we certainly would not be in this situation, and it's great that at least there is the technology, and we're actually able to speak and actually see parents or whoever it may be, and that's that's got to be identified.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I believe last week that your nan, who's got to be your biggest fan, she celebrated her 81st birthday.
She did, yeah. We unfortunately, I obviously couldn't be there to celebrate with her, but I was on FaceTime to her, and we organised presents, and family called round outside and seen her and stuff, which was nice for her, because to be honest, Jerry, I think she's missing the gigs more than me even. She loved to be at the shows and meeting people and the whole buzz of the gig. And obviously, if anyone doesn't know, she sold my merchandise at the shows, especially around the UK. So she's mad to get on the road again and to get gigging and meeting people.
Yes, I'd well believe it. She certainly, every time I met her, she just absolutely loved it, and was doing cracking stuff and loved meeting the people.
Yeah, she is. She's a real people person, and she celebrates her 81st birthday there, but I think at heart she's still 21, and she's mad for the road anyway. She can't wait to see everyone again.
I'd well believe it. Listen, just looking ahead, Nathan, later on in the year, I believe you're actually headlining the British Country Music Festival.
I am, yeah. We got booked for that last year, and that's happening in Blackpool. It's one of the few gigs that I think we will be actually doing this year live. And we also got booked for an Irish festival there in July, a festival called Crack by the Creek, which has only just been released. There's myself, a great folk band called All Folked Up, and Lisa McHugh is on the bill, plus others. That's happening the 23rd, the 24th of July. So delighted to see that festivals will be happening this year. We're keeping everything crossed that we'll manage to get outside some live music at some stage.
Indeed, that will be helpful. But I think it's easier in the when the weather is good in the summertime to be able to do or to be able to organise things like that, because really in the winter time it's a no-go.
Oh, without a doubt. And listen, especially if we're outside, social distancing can be put into practice a lot more, and people can be spaced out, and everybody can feel safe. Hopefully, going to a show and hearing some live music.
Indeed, indeed. Now, listen, you've got a cracking event happening tonight. It's the St Patrick's Day live stream.
Yeah, it's my first ever live stream, and obviously with the goodwill of technology, we're able to broadcast live tonight over throughout the world, to America, Australia, obviously the UK and Ireland as well. And I'm doing an hour and a half tonight with my own band from a little place in Enniskillen, just where I live. We've got a little shebeen there that I'm using for tonight's show. As myself, 6-piece band, I'm going to be answering a few questions, a lot of requests, and doing some of the new material from that album we spoke about, and some of the old songs as well, like Wagon Wheel and Caledonia, and my other, obviously a very heavy Irish influence with the day that's in it. So we'll be doing some Irish songs as well from Donegal and all over the place. So looking forward to that tonight now.
Great stuff, and it's on at 8 p.m. So it doesn't matter where in the world you live, it's on at 8 p.m. So it's 8 p.m. tonight. If it's Australia, New Zealand, it's 8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the poster was a little bit confusing, but yeah, wherever you are at 8 p.m, it's going to be on there. Yeah.
And listen, for details, the website to go to is DICE.FM, DICE.FM.
Yeah, or you can just go to my website, nathancartermusic.com, and you'll get all the details there to just click the link and watch the show tonight at 8 o'clock.
Indeed, that should be crack. It must be great to to be able to meet up with your band, albeit distance and all the rest of it. But it must be great to actually sort of be with your band again performing.
Yeah, we were on a group WhatsApp there, and half of us were saying we won't recognise each other after the lockdown. Some of us have put weight on, some of us have lost weight, because we haven't seen each other in 12 months.
Yes.
And obviously I've been having to relearn lyrics again, because I haven't sung a lot of these songs in over a year, so I've been practicing the last couple of weeks now, trying to remember all the lyrics for them. So looking forward to it now. It'd be great to meet up again and play a bit of live music.
Indeed. I bet it is. And also the fact you're saying about answering questions to that, no doubt you'll have, because you've got a huge fan base, and no doubt they'll be, as well as others, will be watching the show as well.
Please God, and originally this gig was meant to be in Belfast, Crumlin Road Jail, but due to unforeseen circumstances we had to move the venue. But listen, it doesn't really matter where the venue is, does it really, because everybody's watching online. So everybody can be together, listen to a bit of music, and in the day that's in it, celebrate everything that's good about being Irish and Ireland itself. So we're looking forward to it.
Indeed, that's definitely it. It seems somewhat amazing that on a day like today, which is usually just a hectic schedule of events happening and parades and celebrations and all the rest of it, that all of that is being done sort of socially distant.
Socially distanced and online, for a lot of people. It's the second year in a row, really, that a lot of people haven't been able to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in person with other people in a pub or at a gig. We done a good couple of shows from the London Palladium on St. Patrick's Day. I think. We at least we can be in people's homes and celebrate with other people online. That's the main thing.
Indeed. Now you were also one of the many people who was involved in the song "Reach Out," which had an absolute stack of singers and artists.
I don't know a singer in Ireland that wasn't on that record. Would you believe? I think there must have been 100 singers by the time it was finished. But yeah, it was great to be involved in. I think I made about 40 phone calls to fans across Ireland, UK, America, as part of the Reach Out campaign, which Trudy Lawler, it was her brainwave, and it was a great idea. It was really lovely to speak to some of the fans, see how they were keeping, and everybody's having good weeks and bad weeks at the minute, so a phone call goes a long way.
Indeed.
Just to speak to someone.
Indeed. And the song "Reach Out," where you were involved with, one of the many voices there, together with Daniel O'Donnell, Margot Foster and Allen, Mike Denver, etc., etc. There was just numerous to mention. That song actually was a huge chart success as well.
Yeah, it did very well. I think online. I didn't follow it too much, to be honest, because the week it came out, I was actually in the recording studio all week. It did very well, and as you say, it was great to see so many singers and performers all getting together for a great cause.
Indeed so. Yeah, so you said you were at the recording studio, so will there be something new coming out at some stage a little later on in the year?
Yeah, for sure, Jerry. I've written and recorded about 5 new tracks, which I'm very excited about, and hopefully going to have a summer single ready to go the end of May for my birthday, maybe June time, for UK and Irish radio. That's the plan.
Excellent. That's absolutely brilliant to hear. Nathan, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you, and I wish you all the success in the world. No doubt the gig tonight will go an absolute storm, and listen, I'm looking forward to getting the singles, and to yourself and all the family, stay safe and well.
You too, Jerry. Big happy St. Patrick's Day to yourself and all your listeners. Stay safe, and please God we'll meet again before too long.